Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Manning Field for Greater Boston League Soccer Lynn Classical, taking on Chelsea. Classical is trying to get back to 500. They're 4-5-1. Chelsea's looking for their third win. They have a tie. We're underway. Feliz Aquamides is in net for Chelsea. Isaiah Diaz for Lynn Classical. Trying to knock it deep. Chelsea's going to get there and keep it in play. As they try to center it, they're looking to get ahead on it. It took a... Classical was very lucky. That took a big hop. It went by everybody. There was a Chelsea player sitting right on the doorstep with an open shot, but when it bounced away from him. And he couldn't get his foot on it. And when he finally did, they just kind of rolled it, and Diaz was able to make the save. So Chelsea came out very quickly and almost got on the board. Eric Moreno Jr. I have to say Jr. because Senior is, Eric Moreno Jr. is the coach here at Classical. The Senior is the coach at Lynn Tech. As Classical knocks it into the Classical bench area. Coach Milutinovic. Milutinovic. It just says initial M on the roster, but it's Milutinovic. Assistant coach is easier. Louis Cruz. Classical. Diaz will get to kick it away. Classical's trying to salvage the day for Lynn here at Manning Field. St. Mary's Field Hockey were defeated in the first game here, and the Lynn English girls lost a tough 1-0 game to Malden. So Lynn is 0 for 2 so far. So the last hope is Classical as Halimi gets to kick it away. And as usual, he kicks it 1.5 miles. Classical got a foot on it, bouncing around. Chelsea just cleared it away. They knock it deep. Halimi knocks it away. Up in the air. Everybody looking for it, trying to get ahead on it. I think it went out off Dahl. Everybody getting a piece of it. Sarmento finally clears it away. With a rush. Classical trying to knock it deep. They get around, but they pushed it deep. Now they try to center it. Pass was behind Sarmento. Couldn't get the shot off. Classical will let it roll into the Chelsea bench area, and they quickly throw it in play. Chelsea breaks it up, knocks it deep, and they'll give it back to Diaz and let him kick it away. He drives it deep. Off the foot of Roberto Gomez. Halimi back there, heads it back to Diaz. He was in a foot race with Chelsea. Dahl knocks it ahead to Pace. Trying to knock it deep. Chelsea takes it away. Tipped away nicely by Sarmiento. Trying to knock it deep. Dahl is back there. Nice little takeaway. Did a nice job getting control of that. Pace was slipping as he was trying to make the pass, and now Classical takes it back. And once again, Halimi will head it to Diaz and let him kick it away. Now he just throws it upfield. And I think that's Viveros. He tried a little give and go. It deflected. Classical couldn't keep it in. Pop straight up in the air. Tipped away. Dahl knocks it ahead. Pace with a little twist. Back to Dahl. They get it to Sarmiento, but he has it back. Halimi knocks it to the far side. Classical coming back. They knock it deep. Chelsea knocks it away. Halimi gets there first. Halimi pops it. Classical's able to keep it in. Chelsea breaks it up. Classical takes it away. They get around one. They get around two, but then it's tipped away. And it goes right to Aquamides. Classical picks it off. And Chelsea knocks it out. Classical will play it right in front of the Chelsea bench. Knock deep. Halimi will track it down. Javier broken up, but it gets knocked out. We got a head on it, but just popped it straight up. Now they take it away. And they push it into the Chelsea bench area. Pop straight up in the air. You always worry about this. Everybody looking to get a head on it. Everybody misses it. Finally get a foot on it. Sarmiento tips it ahead. Back to Ventura. You try to give it. Glasgow looking for it. Chelsea takes it away. Dahl got a head on it. Gomez kicks it to the far side. Blocked out in front. Trying to get a shot. Can't. Chelsea winds up with it. And he bring it back down the far side, knocking it deep. And he knocked it too deep. I think Chelsea's a stop because I think they knew if they went to go get it, they were going to be offside anyway. Ventura upfield. They get it to Dahl. Roberto Gomez gets it back from Paez, knocking it deep. Aquamides will come out of the net. Almost got a little too playful, almost gave it away, but then just grabbed it. And he'll kick it away. Booms it past midfield. Dahl got a foot on it, gets control of it. Sarmiento in the middle. He was taken down. They waited a couple of seconds before they blew the whistle. They finally did. Halimi will get a kick from just about the 45-yard line. He can reach the net from here with his foot. Anytime he kicks the ball, it's a potential scoring opportunity because he can get it to the net almost from anywhere. Just like that, Chelsea knocked it away. Gomez. And he threw it too far ahead. Halimi broke it up. Ventura looking for it. Sarmiento knocks it to the far side. Rivero's got taken down, and again, a couple of seconds after the takedown, the whistle came, but the call is correct, and Halimi will get another kick, a lot closer this time. So again, he can put it right on the net. Just inside the 40-yard line. He rips it to the net. It got loose. Glasgow had a shot at it. Aquamides had it, dropped it. Glasgow tried a little kick over the shoulder. They had their back to the net trying to kick it over their head. That was Paez, I think. Aquamides almost gave it away. Halimi put that right on the money. Glasgow keeps possession. Chelsea knocks it away. Dahl blocked it. Chelsea takes it away, looking to walk in. They take the shot. Diaz had to make the save. They almost gave that away. They took it away from Dahl. They broke it down the near side. They ripped it. Diaz had to make a big-time save. Jefferson Ruiz, we finally got his number. Awful hard to pick up. Jefferson Ruiz was the young man that got that shot. Now, lead pass. Dahl just broke it up. That almost sent Chelsea in alone. Glasgow in a couple little nice shifts. They knock it to the middle. And Glasgow gets knocked down. That was Jose Gomez that got knocked down. Halimi again. Drills it deep. Aquamides has to come way out to the 5-yard line to field it. Kicks it high in the air to midfield. By everybody. Halimi gets it up to the far side. Glasgow has to back up to give it to Halimi. Over the Dahl. Chelsea just going for the ball. Knock Glasgow down. Just got a piece of Payas and took him to the ground. Once again, Halimi will get an opportunity to get Glasgow on the board. Just outside the 30-yard line from an angle. Drills it up, gets it to the net. Glasgow couldn't get there. Aquamides had a good look. One hop, picked it up. He'll kick it away. He line drives this one. Broken up by Glasgow. Glasgow kicked it away. Aquamides will get there first. And he'll kick it away. Booms this one way past midfield. Halimi got a head on it. Everybody missed it. Payas winds up with it. They try to tip it ahead to Payas. They pushed it too far. Aquamides will come out and fall on it. Glasgow all around the net. Chelsea had one good shot that Diaz made a nice save on. And that's been it. Nothing in this Greater Boston League boys soccer action. They called contact. Here we go again with Halimi. Looking to get it to the net. Glasgow made a substitution. They're waiting for the player to get off the field. Drills it high in the air, out in front, takes a big hop, bounces by everybody, and Chelsea will clear it away. Way up in the air. Off Roberto Gomez's head. Dahl with it. His pass is blocked. And Turo will knock it all the way back to Diaz. And he'll knock it away, and he knocks it out of play. Dahl breaks it up, and then Dahl knocks it out. So we get to throwing them down deep. They get around, trying to center it. They got a foot on it. Diaz had to make the save. I think that was Kevin Garcia. They threw it out in front. He just kind of left-footed it, and Diaz had to make a save. Chelsea down the far side. Glasgow took it away, and they clear it away. Headed away. They get it to the middle. Trying to get around. They can't. Chelsea knocks it out. Halfway through and counting. This scoreless first half. Lynn Classical and Chelsea. Chelsea get out of the Greater Boston League a couple of years ago. Now they're coming back. High in the air, nowhere near the net. And it was Chelsea knocking it out. So Glasgow will get a corner kick. Coming from the far side. Out in front, went right by everybody. Glasgow will come up with it. They try to throw it in front. If that pass goes through, they're going to play a cigarette on the doorstep, and Halimi's going to have another opportunity. It bounced up and got Chelsea on the hand or the arm. So Halimi will get a free kick a lot closer. Inside the 15. Chelsea will set up that picket fence. I lost sight of the goaltender. He went in the net behind the near post. I looked and said, they don't have a goaltender. He just popped back out. So Halimi, he tried to hook it back. He sent it out to his left, tried to slice it back, and it just stayed wide left and out of play. If it hooked back, it would have been on line for the net, but it just never came back. So Chelsea will get to kick it away. And they boot it deep. Off the head of Ventura. Chelsea with a nice little shift, got around. Back checking by Gerdia. They knock it deep, too deep. It's going to go out of play. The ball boy threw the ball in. He hit the official. Halimi gets it upfield. And Glasgow carries it down the far side. Ventura gives it back to Halimi. punched ahead. Chelsea takes it away and knocks it deep. Looking for a break. Halimi gets back there first, but they call Chelsea offside. I think that was Jefferson Ruiz again, breaking to the net looking for the pass, but he got a step or two out in front. Halimi again. Line drives it. It gets by. Klasko walking in. They take the shot. Aquamides made the save. It got by. Klasko walked in. They drilled it. Aquamides made a terrific save. That was Payas walking in off the pass from Halimi. So Diaz has made a couple. Aquamides just made his first. Both teams have had opportunities. Klasko with the quick throw in. Takedown, no call. Blocked by Klasko nicely. Another little tick by Klasko. Chelsea broke it up. Chelsea slips and falls. Klasko winds up with it. Now they triple team Klasko and take it away. And Chelsea player goes down, but they didn't call that. They call out off Klasko. And now they did call it because they're going to give Chelsea, look like they're going to give him a throw-in. Now they're going to give him the kick. That's a pretty good leg. He knocked it deep. But again, they call Chelsea offside. So once again, Halimi will get to kick it away. Got a little bit of a crowd here for this late night game. Chelsea broke it up. Popped up. Viveros gets a head on it. It gets popped up off Klasko out of play. We have a substitution for Chelsea. Pop straight up in the air. And you worry about everybody going after that, colliding. Chelsea knocks it across, and they save it. Klasko knocked it away. Payas broken up as he tried to push it by. Halimi knocks it away. A lot of one-on-one there, I think, by Ruiz. This is a fairly young Chelsea team. They only have 2 seniors. And we've got just over 11 minutes left in this scoreless first half. And we got a timeout down in the field. Diaz will kick it away as we come out of the timeout. Klasko gets control. Sarmiento broken up nicely by Chelsea. Pass behind. The receiver was going upfield. They threw it behind him. Blocked and knocked out. And there they go again. I still don't understand the error in throwing the ball in. I don't know how many ways you can throw it. If you don't put it 2 hands over your head with 1 step or whatever, you're in trouble. And they'll give it to Chelsea. Chelsea knocked it out. Good defense by Dahl. Dahl used to play up front. They moved him back defensively. He's played really well the last couple of games. Payas pops it way up in the air. Chelsea missed the header. Halimi kicks it away. Chelsea got crunched. They're going to blow the whistle now. I think that's Kevin Garcia, who went down, and he's sitting at the 35-yard line. And they'll help him up as he tries to stretch it out. So Chelsea with an opportunity. After watching that young man's foot, we know he can reach the net from here. I think this is Ruiz. Drills it to the net. He got it there. They got a head on it, but they tipped it wide. Diaz will kick it away. I was just going to say, I didn't hear the whistle, a late whistle. He was way offside. And I was just about to say Chelsea got a break because they were going to go to the net and they were way offside. And they blew the whistle. So that was a little late call, but it was the right call because he was 4 or 5 steps behind everybody. Halimi drills it away. It skips by. Glasgow's waiting to try and stay on side. Glasgow got taken down, no call. They had a player on the left side that they could have easily got into the play. And they opted to try and, as I call it, stick handling through the defense and had it taken away. If they made a little pass over to the left, they would have had an open shot. Chelsea takes it away and knocks it deep. Diaz will come out of the net and play it. And he booms it right to midfield. Dahl punches it ahead and skips past. Glasgow looking for a break. They got broken up. And that was Yusupklu looking to go in. Chelsea breaks it up. I knock it deep. They knock it off Chelsea. And Guzman will throw it in. Chelsea knocks it out again. And they knock it out again. Guzman again will throw it in. away by Chelsea. Broken up by Classical. They get around. Classical gets taken down, no call. They're letting it play a little bit. Roberto Gomez broke it up but then lost it. They knock it deep. Dahl gets there. Diaz is out of the net. They finally clear it away. There was nobody in the net. Chelsea couldn't get the ball. Now they fire it from long range and knock it wide left. Diaz came way out. He was out of the net. He wound up going down. But they couldn't clear it out in front. Classical finally cleared it away. And when they got the shot, Halimi has to help Diaz with his cleat. Diaz wearing the gloves. Can't tie his shoe. Diaz drives it away. It's not a huge crowd, but it certainly is a boisterous one. Dahl has it taken away. And Classical takes it back. Good back checking. I think that was Gomez. That looked like Ruiz again, who was going to line up a shot. And we'll get substitutions for both teams. As I said, a very boisterous crowd. Chelsea knocks it out. 4 minutes left in this scoreless first half. Greater Boston League boys soccer. We mentioned Classical trying to get back to 500. They're 4-5-1. .500 is the magic number to get into the state tournament. Chelsea would have to have a big second half. They've already played 10 games. If they play, I don't know if they play 18 or 20. If they play 20, you need 20 points. They would need 15 points in their last 10 games, including this one. That's 7 wins and a tie. It's hard to believe they've only got 2 wins that they've lost 7 games. They play very well. Diaz boots it away. And it goes out of play. Alfredo Lopez puts it in play. Tipped and knocked away by Guzman. And Chelsea's going to get called for taking down Sarmiento. And here comes Halimi again. He can certainly get it to the net from here. It went out to the left and stayed to the left. It never hooked back. He just went way left with that one. I think he'd like to have that kick back. We're in the final 2 minutes and counting. Now they blow the whistle against Chelsea. Halimi will get to kick it away. Time winding down in this scoreless first half. Chelsea knocks it deep and it becomes a foot race. Halimi gets there first and knocks it away. Pop way up in the air. Halimi knocks it back the other way. Can't be a lot of time left. To the near side. Trying to go deep. Knocked away nicely by Ventura. And they blow the whistle, and that'll do it for the first half. So, nothing to choose between Chelsea and Glasgow. We started dead even. We're going to end the first half dead even. Glasgow nothing, Chelsea nothing at halftime. Welcome back to Manning Field as we're just about set to start the second half, and we'll start it the same way we started the first half, dead even. Both teams had a couple. Aquamides made a big-time save off Paris. Diaz made a couple of big saves. So both teams had chances, but nobody's put the ball in the net. Glasgow gets us started. He almost gave that one away. Now they knock it out of play. They missed connections, but they wind up with a completed pass anyway. Now it's broken up by Chelsea. And Roberto Gomez picks off the pass. And Chelsea returns the favor. Bouncing around, headed away. Sarmiento has it taken away. He pushed the pass a little too far, and then Chelsea helps Glasgow out by knocking it out of play. And then Glasgow fouls up the throw-in. And Chelsea will get to throw it in. Loose. Glasgow knocks it to the middle. Chelsea picks it off. And I think that was supposed to be a pass to the near side, but it got deflected and went right to Diaz, and he boots it away. And it bounces by. Just kept in by Alvarez. And now Roberto Gomez gets knocked down, and Halimi will get to use that left foot again. Certainly within range of the net. With three green shirts bearing down on him, Aquamides comes up almost to the 5-yard line and grabbed that in the air. Glasgow had an opportunity. Aquamides just took it away. Popped up, headed away by Halimi. They knock it deep. Chelsea trying to walk in. They were looking for a takedown. It looked like the Chelsea player was reaching and grabbing the Glasgow player. Chelsea player went down. I think he was looking for a takedown. But I think it was the Glasgow player is slow getting up too. They kind of punch fist. It looked like Chelsea player was reaching out trying to take the Glasgow player down. And we'll get a rear corner kick. Headed. Diaz got a piece and knocked it out. They put it right in front of the net. Chelsea got a head on it. And Diaz just got a piece and tipped it over the net, and we'll do it again. Out in front, loose. Glasgow pops it up. Popped up again. And it goes out off Glasgow. Chelsea had that opportunity. And Diaz just got up and got a piece of it. Almost with a couple of fingers, or at least a hand. So I thought they gave it back. I thought they would give it to Chelsea, and then they gave it to Glasgow. Upfield. Off ahead. Chelsea will knock it out. And that was... He tried a little give and go with Yuskaplu. Kept in, now knocked out. Viveros will put it in play. Chelsea goes down. They call it against Glasgow, so Chelsea will get to kick it away. They line drive it off Glasgow. They tip it ahead. Chelsea just kept it in, and now they're going to give a little give and go. But Christian Palacios went down and couldn't go upfield looking for the ball, and it went out of play. And now they almost gave it away. They knock it deep. Halimi got taken down. He was trying to, I think he was trying to hold the Chelsea player off so Diaz could get the ball and kick it away. And then when he went to go for it, there was contact, and they called it against Chelsea. Halimi drives it away. And Chelsea gets there and kicks it back. So both center fielders on defense have been a big part of this 0-0. Contact, they're going to call it. Yuskaplu was battling. We got a header. Chelsea went down. And the Chelsea player is still down. They went up together to try and get the ball. Now the Chelsea player is up. You can hear that crowd of young students really getting into this game. I'm not sure what they're doing. No, I think what they're going to do is just drop it, let Halimi kick it and put it in play. Nobody really gains an advantage. And now they give it to Chelsea to kick back. One of those things where neither team gets an advantage. Just kick it away. Let's get back to soccer after the player went down. It skips past Chelsea. And Chelsea knocks it out. It went out off Palacios. They knock it very deep. Diaz will come way out of the net, almost to the 10-yard line. He'll field it. Chelsea back at it, down the far side, trying to get it close. And it gets knocked out. I think that's Halimi. And they're calling it off. Halimi was battling with a Chelsea player, and that might have been Ruiz. And he couldn't get the shot off. It went off Chelsea out of play, and Diaz will get to kick it away. Coming up on 10 minutes into this second half, still no score. Straight up. Get the feeling that a goal here would be huge. Halimi knocked it away as Chelsea looked like they might have a breakaway. Pop to the far side. Chelsea misfired. Now it's popped straight up in the air. Headed back. Couldn't get around the defense, but Veros did a nice job knocking it away and then clears it away. They let it go back to Mendez. Now Glasgow coming back. Getting around a couple. Still with it, pushing it down. Chelsea gets there and knocks it away. Nice little rush by Roberto Gomez. And I think they called it off. Chelsea, Glasgow's going to get a corner kick. They haven't had many of these. Coming from the near side. And he knock it up on top. Winds up behind the net. So no action out in front. That was Roberto Gomez with the kick. Again, a nice little crowd for this late night game. Pass picked off. They read that one. They're going to the near side to Askaplu. Chelsea takes it away. Nice defense. Halimi again. Glasgow tips it. Chelsea clears it away. Classical picks off the pass. Trying to knock it deep down the far side. Chelsea will get there and knock it into the Classical bench area. And Chelsea knocks it out again. Classical get to throw in a lot deeper. They got around. Chelsea tried to make the play, and then they went down. No call. Halimi with a nice defensive play, but they're going to get the takedown against Classical. Classical player is still downfield. The Chelsea player is getting up. They have to come out and look and check on the Classical player. Chelsea's going to get a free kick just inside the 30-yard line. And Ventura's getting up and walking out under his own steam. Appears to be fine. So from just inside the 30, Chelsea with the kick. They can certainly reach the net from here. And we got a little to do down the other end. People pushing and shoving. The referee trying to get involved. A little extracurricular activity. They were bouncing around trying to get position, and all of a sudden pushing and shoving. They have to separate people. They finally calmed things down. I think we're finally going to get back to soccer. As the kick will come from inside the 30. All of a sudden, there was banging and pushing and two-hand shoves. Both officials had to get involved. And they drill it high and deep and way off to the left and out of play. That went a long way to the left and out of play. Diaz will get to kick it away. Headed away. Headed upfield. They knock it deep. Chelsea looking for a break. Trying to get around. They center it, but they put it behind the intended receiver. And a nice job by Classical sliding and knocking that ball away. And heading it away, and now Chelsea gets knocked down again. Got right back up quickly. Looked like he might be hurt down, but popped right up. And again, the kick will come from the 30, this time from the far side. Last one was from the near side. They missed it wide left. They pop it up out in front. Diaz got a piece of it and knocked it away. He came out of the net and just whacked it away. And back checking from Chelsea takes it away. And we're going to whistle for some reason. They call contact on somebody. Halimi's going to get a kick, and now with just under 25 minutes left in the second half, 0-0 the score. We got a timeout. Timeout. Halimi bangs it away. Chelsea tries to head it upfield. They missed it. Klaskal has to knock. Halimi has to head it away. Klaskal actually knocked it back toward their own net. Chelsea coming back. Down the near side with the pass. They take the shot from long range and almost got tipped in by Klaskal. The pass came across and it got deflected off Klaskal. Diaz had to make the save. I think it was Ventura. Just knocked away by Viveros. Nice job. Chelsea was lining up a shot from out in front, and Viveros knocked it away. But that shot by Chelsea, as Roberto Gomez takes down Kevin Garcia. But that shot coming from the near side, out in front, it deflected off Klaskal, and Diaz had to make the save. They almost got an own goal. The kick, and it goes way wide left, and that could bring rain. That was popped up that high, way up in the air. Everybody trying to get a piece of it. Klaskal finally knocks it upfield. And Klaskal will carry it. Back checking takes it away. And the back checking was contact by Chelsea banging into Klaskal. So Halimi will get to use that left foot. Drills it. Klaskal got a head on it, knocked it out. Chelsea will get to kick it away. Klaskal heads it back. Takes a big bounce. Klaskal trying to get control. Can't get the shot off. Now they get the shot. That was Sarmento drilling it. And Aquamides made the save. It was bouncing around, everybody trying to get a piece of it. Sarmento finally did. Got the shot on net, and Aquamides was able to make the save. All kinds of contact there. Klaskal trying to get away. They slipped it by, still with it. Sliding it, knocking it out. The Klaskal player went down, and he's going to get right back up again. You never know whether they're hurt or whether they go down like they're shot by a gun, and then all of a sudden they jump right back up again. So you never want to see anybody get hurt. And when they're down, you don't know whether it was just, I tripped and fell down, give me a second, I'll get back up, or if they really got hurt. They drill it way wide left. They got a shot, but they drilled it right into the Klaskal player, and that might have knocked the wind out of him. He's getting back up. I think that was Dahl. He's up and getting back into play. He was like in the middle of that. I think they drilled that right into his midsection. And now the classical player is down. And they'll blow the whistle. They blow the whistle, they stop the play. The trainer comes out. And it's a cool night, cold out down there. So you don't know if it's a cramp or what it is. But he was laid out for a while. Now he's getting up and he's hopping off to the side, favoring that right foot. He'll try to walk it off. Seems like he's okay. Diaz winds up with it. He'll kick it away. Halfway through and counting the second half. Chelsea trying to get it to the net. Glasgow trying to take it away. Looking to take the shot. Dahl almost behind his back. Got his foot on that and knocked it away. And then Chelsea knocks it high and wide to the left and out of play. As we're well past the halfway mark of this Greater Boston League boys soccer matchup. And still nothing to choose, 0-0. Both teams have had chances. Both goaltenders have had to make a couple of saves. But not a lot of them. But a couple of quality saves by both goalies. Chelsea had to keep it in play because they were trying to let it go, but they couldn't. And then they got a head on it. It was going out, so they had to keep it in. Glasgow got taken off the play. Chelsea trying to knock it deep. Popped up to the far side. Chelsea trying to get there. Glasgow will let it go out of play. And it's going to be a corner kick, I think, for Chelsea. There's that raucous crowd that you can probably hear. Coming from the far side. They've come close on a couple of these. The official's going over to the kicker for some reason. I'm not sure why. Out in front, it goes off the side of the net, out of play. Diaz will kick it away. Glasgow will make a couple of changes. Diaz line drives it. Chelsea heads it back. And Chelsea ran into Classical trying to get their head on the ball. And Halimi will get to kick it away. And again, he can get it to the net from here. Knocked away. Classical knocks it back. Pops straight up in the air to the far side. Chelsea boots it back upfield. Classical lets it go out of play. And we're going to play a leveled down in the end zone. I'm not sure. They're going to call it against Classical. I didn't even see anybody in the area with the Chelsea player kicking it away. He went down in a heap, and now he's back up and okay. Chelsea will kick it away. Now they just tip it. Now they boot it away. And the young man booting it away was the young man that went down like he was shot from a gun. Chelsea, they got their foot on it. They got by the defense, but they couldn't go get it. And then they ran into Classical in the end zone. They made a nice look. They went and got the ball. They drew it around Classical. But then they were off balance. They couldn't come up with the shot. And then they ran in to the Classical player and took him down. And the official didn't give a yellow card, but he went over and spoke to the young man that made the contact. And I think it was Angel Rosales. They tap it off Morales. Chelsea trying to knock it deep. Halimi knocks it away. Chelsea just comes roaring in, knocks it away, looking for it, trying to center it. Classical takes it away, and now Chelsea just grabs the He just grabbed the Classical kid, just took him and threw him down. That's got to be something. You know, I'm frustrated. I went for the ball. I had it. I couldn't do anything with it. And he just grabbed the Classical player and just threw him down. That was Kevin Garcia. That was not very nice. Morales got it by. And then he got a little bump. Nice little elbow check. Dahl with it, gets it to the middle. Chelsea breaks it up. They get around, pushing it up. They get by Classical, but they have to pull it back out. Classical gets it, knocks it down, and they knock it deep. And it's knocked back the other way. I hope I'm correct trying to pick up these numbers. Juan Carlos Suarez, I think, is the center fielder defensively for Chelsea. He's played very well, as has the center fielder for Classical, Halimi. Classical almost gave that one away. Chelsea couldn't collect right away or they would have walked in. They tried to center it, knocked away nicely by Viveros. Tipped by, and it took a real nice bounce. It was going away from Diaz. It was spinning, and the spin caused it to spin back to the right away from the Chelsea player, and Diaz was able to get that one long stride and knock it away. If that ball wasn't spinning and kept going left, Chelsea was going to have a good scoring opportunity. Diaz took it away. Glasgow knocks it out. And this could be another corner kick. And coming from the near side, they've come very close to scoring. Sarmiento had that one chance that Aquamides made the save on. Other than that, Glasgow hasn't had many opportunities. Chelsea's been in the Glasgow end most of the time. Couple of nice shifts by Glasgow. They try to knock it deep. They didn't get enough on the pass. They were breaking to the net. Morales gets around and then gets bumped off the play and then gets bumped again. And they're going to call Chelsea for taking them down. You can't get away with that when the referee is standing right in your lap. So Halimi's going to get a kick from around the 10-yard line from a bit of an angle. If Morales made that pass a little bit stronger, I think Sarmiento might have walked in. Halimi looking to get it to the net. Pushes it out. It hit the top crossbar. And Glasgow couldn't get the rebound. He was inches away from putting Glasgow on top. Perfectly placed. It hit the top crossbar and just grazed out. And it was there for Glasgow, but they couldn't get the rebound. Another big bid by Halimi. Roberto Gomez taken away by Chelsea. And Glasgow gets a piece of the pass and knocks it out. 8 minutes and counting left in this 0-0 boys soccer game, Greater Boston League. Throwing right at the Chelsea bench. Now they push him back a little bit. Glasgow punches it to the middle. Bouncing ball pushes back to midfield. Chelsea broken up. Chelsea takes it back. Glasgow takes it away. They knock it to the near side. And Chelsea had it, and then they lost it out of play, and I don't know what happened there. Kevin Garcia knocked it out, looked up, signaled to the bench, and then just collapsed. I don't know if Rivero said something to him. The train is coming over. He knocked the ball out of play. He took a step, turned around, kind of waved at the bench like maybe for a substitution, and then he just collapsed and went down. And they're helping him up. And he seems to be fine. He's going to have to go to the sideline, I think. And he's actually jogging to the sideline. Well, we're happy he's all right. Chelsea heads it away. And he knocked it to the far side. Klasko will save it. I think it would have gone off Klasko. Chelsea picks off the pass. Klasko takes it back. Bodies go down. Let's see who they call it on. They're going to call it on Chelsea for a tackle from behind. And here we go again. Halimi will get to use that left foot. He drills it right to the net, but they blew the whistle just as he was kicking it. I'm not sure what that was for. I didn't look downfield. Again, there was a little to do with everybody trying to get a spot, waiting for the kick. Halimi put that right on the money, dead center of the net. Aquamides came out and caught it belt high. So we'll do it again. And he does it again. It went over, and they missed the net. I don't believe it. The kick went right to the... If they let it alone, it was going in the net. Klasko tried to kick it in, and they kicked it over the net. Archimedes went to get it. He dropped it behind him. The net was wide open. If they let the ball go, it's going in the net. But they tried to knock it in, and they knocked it over the net. I don't believe it. They knock it deep. Halimi is there to knock it away and out of play. Here we go again. Halimi gets to do it again, just inside the 40. The near side, an angle. 4 minutes and counting left in this 0-0 game. Chelsea made a late substitution. He boots it up. Klasko got a head on it, and they got it in the net. Halimi got it right to the net. Klasko going to the net. Jason Ventura. Halimi did it again. He put it right on the net. Ventura got it. That's a huge goal with 3.5 left. Chelsea knocks it out. Halimi has put them in position all night long with kicks. And that last one was absolutely incredible. Halimi's kick was going to go in the net. Klasko turned around. And instead of letting it go, they tried to kick it, and they kicked it over the net. But luckily for Classical, they got another free kick. Halimi put it right on the money again, and Ventura was able to get up and knock it in. And now Morales is going to get called. He's pleading with the official, and he's going to get a yellow card because he just whacked and knocked down the Chelsea player. I think it was Alvin Mendez. So the kick will come from long range, although this young man's got a foot too. He can get it to put it in play. He drills it to the middle. They push it toward the net. Diaz will wait for it, fall on it, and he'll take his time kicking it away. Halimi helped Classical pick up the pace. Of course, Chelsea helped them with a couple of takedowns. But the kicks by Halimi, and now Classical's defense slides. I think that's Viveros knocking it out. Chelsea will get a corner kick. Knocked away by Classical. And they push it deep. They pushed it too deep, and now Classical gets it back. Chelsea will knock it out. Again, I think that's Juan Carlos Suarez back there playing outstanding defense for Chelsea. Viveros will put it in play. As Chelsea is now trying to beat the clock. Classical slips it through. They got it where they want it in the Chelsea end, just killing time as we're down to the final 2 minutes and counting. Finally knocked out. Classical will get a corner kick. Chelsea knocks it away. Classical knocks it loose. Ventura gets a foot on it. It gets knocked deep and out of play by Classical. So Chelsea looking to go in a hurry. Classical knocked it loose. Chelsea gets it back. Heads it away. Headed away by Halimi. And then Classical just looking to knock it deep. They just want to get it into Chelsea territory. And now they've given Chelsea a chance to get back in it. The free kick coming from just outside the 20-yard line. Time winding down. This could very well be Chelsea's last shot at tying this game up. Coming from about the 22-yard line. They move that Classical picket fence back. Big moment here for Chelsea. Diaz plays it on a hop, falls down and smothers it, and he'll take his time kicking it away. Classical gets it. Chelsea trying to keep it alive. Classical takes it away. Chelsea takes it back, pops straight up in the air. Headed away. Classical. They have it where they want it in the Chelsea end with time winding down. Dahl knocks it away. Classical knocks it out of play. Chelsea trying to hurry. Chelsea keeps it alive. Chelsea will get a free kick. Everybody hustling. Clock winding down. Can't be a lot of time left. Knocked away by Klasko. Chelsea trying to knock it in. They knock it wide right, out of play. Halimi will get a chance to kick this out in their midfield, which is where they want it. And it goes past midfield, down the Chelsea end. Chelsea knocks it out, and Klasko's in the driver's seat. Roberto Gomez gives it to Viveros to put in play. They knock it deep. Klasko throwing it in front. Aquamides got there first. Headed away by Klasko. This is a very long 2 minutes. Viveros knocks it off. They knock it deep. Roberto Gomez knocks it loose. We get the whistle, and that's going to do it. Diaz will get the shutout. Klasko will get the win. They'll go back to 500. They'll go to 5-5-1. Chelsea will drop to 2-8-1. And it was the first kick by Halimi was going in the net. The goaltender, Archimedes, went up, got it, dropped it behind him. It was going in the net. The Klasko player behind Archimedes tried to knock it home, and instead he knocked it over the net and out of play. But then shortly after that, Klasko got another free kick, and Halimi knocked it to the net, and there was Jason Ventura getting a head on it and knocking it in, and that was the difference. Ventura's goal off the nice free kick by Halimi, who's done that quite often for Klasko this year, and it gets Klasko back even at 5-5-1. We mentioned Chelsea 2-8-1. So the final score, Klasko on the late goal by Ventura off the nice shot by Halimi. They beat Chelsea 1-0 to get this Greater Boston League win. 1-0 Klasko over Chelsea. We hope you enjoyed it. I'm Don Hoffman saying we'll see you next time.